Hi everybody, we are back and we are on day 4. So how was day 3 for you guys with the discipline of Bible reading and Bible study? I really just encourage you, not just with that one, but with all of these, press into them every single day, especially with Bible reading and Bible study, because that's where we get to know what God sounds like. Because sometimes people are like, what does God sound like? What? Okay, so you really get to know what he sounds like when you read his word. You get to know what his will is. Again, you there's so many promises loaded in the Bible, benefits, all the things. So I just really encourage you to make it a point to read your word, get in your word. I know sometimes it's a thing just to get there, but be intentional. Be intentional, just like everything else that we do. We have to be intentional about reading our word and studying our word, because that's what we can use to combat the enemy, to fight the enemy, because nothing is stronger than the word of God. The word of God supersedes anything that the enemy wants to even try to do. If anything is out of alignment in your life, you can go to the word and find it in the word of God and start to profess that and proclaim that and speak that over anything in your life that's out of alignment. So the word is very important. And the discipline that we are going to be diving into today is worship. This is absolutely one of my favorite ones. So we're going to talk about worship. Okay, so what is worship? Worship is defined as giving adoration to God through appropriate acts of praise that recognize his greatness, his honor, and his position. It can be expressed through our words, through in our hearts, through song. I know we are most familiar with praise and worship at church services and things like that. That is phenomenal and amazing. But we also, again, have to have these disciplines on our own away privately to worship God. I know for me, oh my goodness, there have been times where all I could do was just, because I didn't have the words right. I couldn't say the words, but I would go into worship. I'd turn some worship music on, and the worship music is very important too, I believe. And I saw a worship leader doing a series about this, saying that if you listen to some of the songs, they are more about self than more about God and who he is and how powerful and how amazing and how wonderful he is. So that makes a difference. And that is what worship is all about. It's us taking our focus off of us and recognizing that God is the ultimate of the ultimate, right? It's showing him when we go into worship, that we recognize who he is, that he is bigger than any of our problems. He is bigger than anything that we might be going through, that he deserves all of our honor, all of our praise, all of our focus, even in the midst of us going through these things. And this is a powerful warfare tool and strategy, because the enemy wants you to magnify the issue instead of magnifying God. And when we go into worship, we are magnifying God above it all. And when you look in the Bible, you can see so many instances where the minstrels were called out. They did praise and worship as they were literally going into battle. That was a part of the warfare strategy and tactic against their enemy. And I just find that so amazing. You'll see that throughout different places in the Bible. And I also want you to study David. David, he is an example in the Bible of someone who really worshiped God, like from his heart. Like there was so much going on in his life, like the man was going through it, but he always still acknowledged God. He always found his safety and everything in God. He always worshiped God no matter what the circumstance was. He saw this was going on, but he knew God was bigger. He knew God was bigger. And also there are scriptures in the Bible that tells us the angels even worship God day and night. Isaiah 6:3, the angels worship. They stand before the throne day and night saying, holy, holy, holy. In Revelation 7:11, and all the angels were standing around the throne and around the elders and the 4 living creatures, and they fell on their faces before their throne and worshiped God. So listen again, this is a discipline. This is something that we need to be practicing all the time. If the angels are doing it, we need to be doing it too. Okay, so again, don't neglect having your own private worship, because again, that is something that just draws us closer to God. And it's amazing how you become so fully aware of like who he is in the moment again. And it's one of those things where you can tangibly like feel his presence when you get into it, when you push through and push through everything else that is going on, and you are able to get in his presence. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful and amazing. So again, I want you guys to and then look up some other people, because there are others in the Bible, but David is who stands out to me the most as far as someone in the Bible who is a true worshiper and understands what worship truly is. And worship begins in the heart. Worship is a heart posture. And the word of God says we must worship God in spirit and in truth. You can't worship God through your flesh. It has to be by the Spirit. Okay. So again, I love you guys. I pray that you are getting a lot out of this. I'm getting a lot out of this as I'm going through it with you guys. Again, I love y'all so much. If you have any questions, anything that you want to share, any prayer requests or anything like that, please feel free to reach out to me. I love y'all so much, and happy day 4. Talk to you guys later. Bye.